It's Christmas time. Hello everybody. I didn't realize you were there. No, I'm just kidding. Of course I did because I held up the sign and said, It's Christmas time. Oh, this is a terrible angle. Everyone, I'm sick again. Last week, my roommate, Marco, he started coughing, and I said, Oh no, he's sick again. And then I got sick. And then when I started coughing at the end of the day the other day, he said, Oh no, you're gonna get me sick again. Isn't that hilarious? So, here I am. I had to miss work on April 1st, April Fool's Day. But it's no April Fool. I really am sick. Oh, this is a terrible angle. I look like Raymond Burr. Hold on, everyone. There, that's better. I could just imagine my mother saying, Sit up! If you lay around, you're going to feel worse. I always like to do Betty with a hateful tone, just for fun. You all know that Betty's not really like that. It's just a comedy thing. Look who's here. It's Blackie Humphrey. Blackie and I have been hanging out together the last few days well, I didn't feel well. I hope that he feels well. Last night a coyote got after us, and well, the coyote was just walking up to us, and Blackie went crazy and barked his head off, and I had to stomp my foot and say, Get out of here, coyote! You know, this wasn't a scrawny coyote either. This was a very well-fed, fat coyote. He looked like a normal, regular dog that someone had cared for, but it wasn't a dog. I felt bad for it, but you know, they do kill little dogs and cats and probably even squirrels. I don't know. The other day while I was laying in my sick bed, I woke up. My phone was next to me in the bed, and the most hilarious thing happened. I noticed that my messenger, my Facebook messenger, was on, and there were all these messages that I had been sending, and my friends group, and my friend Scott said, I feel like I'm tripping. And then it just kept going on. It was sending these little avatars with a cartoon Chris and hearts. And Scott said, What's happening? I think Chris needs help. And my friend Ashley, who's also known as Abigail, said, Call 911. And then it just kept going on and on and on and on. Isn't that crazy? And then look at this one. And this one, I was looking at all these the other day. I mean, and it was making me laugh just looking at this because it's so ridiculous. And then Abigail even did a laugh face. I mean, I don't even know how you send these. So somehow, and then look how thin that dancing Chris is. He's not that thin in real life. And then he's dancing. Oh, and the background was all hideous and was all red. And I asked the friends later, I said, why is this background red? And they said, You changed it to Women's History Month. Well, I didn't. It was just changed on its own. It was like a butt dial, but it was a bed dial. Isn't that strange? Oh, did I tell you that this is one of those this and that episodes? April edition. Did anybody see that new movie, Late Night with the Devil? It's about a talk show host in 1977 who has a late night talk show called Night Owls. And he's like, his competition is Johnny Carson of the Tonight Show fame. And he always gets nominated for Emmys and stuff, but he never wins the Emmys, and he can never beat Johnny Carson. So on this night, on Halloween in 1977, he decides he's going to have this supernatural occult themed show, and he has like this guy a medium who can communicate with the dead. He has a skeptic on who's against all things occult, and he has this girl who's possessed by the devil and is the subject of a new book. So anyway, and the lady who wrote the book is on his show with the girl, and they're going to try to communicate with the devil live on this talk show. So anyway, a few weeks ago I saw the trailer on Instagram, and it really creeped me out. And then that night, I woke up in the middle of the night to this sound.
It's Christmas time.
Except it fell, this part wasn't on it. It was just the, it's Christmas time, and it had fallen off of my bookshelf at the end of the bed and had wedged itself in between the mattress and like a pillow that I keep down there and blankets and stuff. And it was stuck, and it was just saying, it's Christmas time, it's Christmas time, it's Christmas time. Woke me up out of a deep sleep, and the last thing I'd seen before I fell asleep was that commercial for Late Night with the Devil. So, of course, I was terrified that the devil was coming to get me, and even though I'm of the Christian faith, and because the devil, he's out there, and he is scary and very mean. But anyway, I had to find out where this noise was coming from. I found this thing, and I said, oh, thank God. And I put it across the room. And now whenever I hear that, I think of how scared I was. And I associate it with that movie now. I don't want my show associated with Late Night with the Devil, though I will say it was a very good movie. And it just may be in my tops list next year. You'll just have to wait and see. I put up the top 10 episode of my show, and it hasn't had as many views as I would like. Viewers, do go and give it a chance. It's begging for you to give it some love. Oh, now speaking of, I was very happy with the 40th anniversary episode of Kate and Allie that I did, called Kate and Allie Turns 40. And so, I told stories and what Kate and Allie means to me. And then I told about how one time at work, this lady came, and I asked her name because she was signing in, and she said Kate McCardle, and I said, oh, like on Kate and Allie, and she said, oh, well, my friend created Kate and Allie and named her after me. So I told that story, and I had no reason to think she was lying. And then after I posted the video, the next day I had a message, and it was from none other than Sherry Coben, the creator of Kate and Allie. And I looked into it, and it really was her, because it just had her picture, and it wasn't an Instagram. I mean, it wasn't a YouTube channel name that would have suggested that was her name, but it had a little picture of her, and it is what Sherry Coben looks like today. So, anyway, she wrote and said, hey, Chris, Sherry here. Just for the record, there is no Kate McCardle in my life. That girl was lying about being my friend, but I think that's kind of adorable. What a weird thing to claim. I chose the name Kate for Kate Hepburn, and her last name was a distant neighbor's last name that sounded good with Kate. Thanks for your fandom. I appreciate it. And I wrote and said, wow, Sherry. Okay. Wow, Sherry, thank you so much for writing me. What an honor. I can't tell you how much joy you brought to so many people for creating such a gem, and thanks for clearing up the Kate McCardle mystery. I was so excited to have met her, but hearing from you makes up for the disappointment that she wasn't the real deal. Laugh out loud. Take care, and happy anniversary to you and your show. And then she sent a little heart. So isn't that exciting? Not only did we get to do our Kate and Allie Turns 40 episode, but we also got to hear from the creator of Kate and Allie, who we do appreciate for having created it. I wasn't brown-nosing either. I've been watching Kate and Allie non-stop on my DVDs, and I just love it. I think that this show needs to be on streaming, I'm telling you. Okay, what else? What else? Um, this month I've got to go see Funny Girl, which is playing at the Amundsen Theater, or is starting. It's on sale now. It starts April 2nd, which is tomorrow. Or depending on when you watch this, I'll probably post this tomorrow on April 2nd. So, so it's April 2nd to the 28th. It's at the Amundsen Theater. I'm I'm not overly excited about seeing Funny Girl. Okay, so it was on Broadway back in the day before my time. Yes, my time, with Barbara Streisand, and she became a big star from it. And then it disappeared for all those years. And then they brought it back with Beanie Feldstein, which was an odd choice because Beanie's not necessarily known for her high belt or anything, though a great actress. But anyway, then Beanie ends up getting replaced by Leah Michele, who had wanted the job all along. And I mean, I don't know that it was necessarily a whole publicity stunt, because I can't imagine that you would actually go to all that trouble of casting somebody. I mean, if you could get Leah Michele right away, why wouldn't you just get Leah Michele? I can't imagine that anyone would say, let's hire someone that doesn't really fit the role, who can't really sing those songs as well, and keep them in the show for 6 months or so, and then we'll bring in Leah Michele, who will get all this attention, and then do the cast recording. Well, anyway, if I were part of that Funny Girl, getting to see either Beanie Feldstein or what was that girl's name that was the understudy, Julie Benko or something like that? Hold on. Yes, I was right. Julie Benko, Benko. If I was seeing Beanie or Julie Benko or Leah Michele, who I just love, I don't care if she was mean on Glee in real life. Sometimes people go through things and then they learn later. Let's hope she did. But this Funny Girl, they don't even put her face on the promos. Now, I'm told that she's very good. Katarina McCrimmon is playing Fanny Bryce. And this says it's featuring Melissa Manchester. Hadn't she been out of it for a while before early in the tour? Maybe she's back in it now. Or maybe these things were printed up long ago. Anyway, I will see Funny Girl, but I'm not overly excited about it just because it's just not one of my kind of shows. But it'll be fine. It has good songs in it. And Harvey Fierstein did redo the book, so that's exciting. What else? I'm working on the book of my musical that I'm working on called Between Two Worlds. And it's not. It's based on a play from the 1920s called Outward Bound, and they made it into a movie called Outward Bound, and then they remade it into a movie called Between Two Worlds in the 40s, and now it's being remade into a musical called Between Two Worlds, the musical. And it is going very well. I'm very excited. It is the brainchild, or this project is the brainchild of Clayton Stang, who is the lyricist on this. And yes, things are going well, and our composer is Alex, who is very good, and we met recently. I've completed a first draft, and so everybody keep your fingers crossed. But that's all that's happening in my neck of the woods. I'm trying to get well again because I'm going to return to filming at Roads to Keystone in just 2 weeks. That's why my hair has gotten short again. But I still will have to get it cut again before I film. And I'm going to be playing Dave Taub and Father Finnegan. and a new role that you'll see when the show returns this year with 3 brand new episodes. But anyway, I'm sure I will talk to you further in April, and I hope everybody has a happy spring and is safe and has a happy Easter, and later on in the month, a happy Passover, Pesach, Passover season. I hope everyone is, happy and healthy. Okay. Oh, I wish I were healthy and happy. Okay. On behalf of me and Blackie Humphrey, I bid you adieu. Mwah. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Oh.